That fresh produce stand there. That's a beauty.
What do you listen to?
My favorite murder podcast.
Taggart and Torrance podcast.
The produce stand.
Fucking sexy.
It's Thirsty Thursday, and that means we are once again hanging out at the produce stand. Podcast covering everything in the universe. Now, I know what you're thinking. There are lots of podcasts about Letterkenny out there, but this one is about to conduct a Pier 4 brawl. I'm Al, your host, and joining me in the room as always is lovely Tanya. And online we have Squirrely Matt and the Vindictive Victor. How are you guys all tonight?
Good. And you?
Good.
Fuck off.
Everyone's in a punchy mood today, except for Matt, who is in a bad mood or in a grumpy mood anyway. But we'll get started with let's see. Oh, here we go.
How are you now?
Tonight's lineup. Oh, guess what? Matt, you're first.
Fuck off.
I saw it and I was waiting for it.
And
And
changed
you
the
didn't
script on
disappoint.
me.
Tanya, no, Matt, Tanya can attest. You were
I
always
was like,
first.
yay, I'm not first.
So tonight's lineup is going to be Matt, Tanya, Victor, and myself. Matt, how are you? Bud?
Hey, I'm good, guys. I'm good, as you can tell.
Mm.
No, yeah, I'm actually not bad. I'm just scrambling at the last second here to get settled in, and nothing was going my way. So I'm going to turn it around. Hi, guys. How are you now?
Good.
Good,
You?
you?
Not so bad. Look, we nailed it.
Yes.
I'm all right. I was off vacation last week. It was
Mhm.
awesome.
Saw that.
Went to that Shirkston Shores place that I've told you guys about before, and we had a fucking blast, man. The weather was in our favor. We did do, and I highly recommend it for all of us at our age, because it's irresponsible and so much fun. Myself, my sister-in-law, took my three boys on one of those inflatable water parks.
Oh, you
yeah,
did?
yeah.
Like there's one in Barrie. And
Yes.
oh my God. Let
Really?
me tell you, I haven't laughed that hard in years. Like crying, laughing, trying to do this thing. It was the best thing ever. Go do it now. I urge anyone in their 40s and above to go try.
Is this something like Wipeout or?
It looks like Wipeout. It looks like an obstacle course, but it's floating on water and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
There's one even closer to here than Barrie.
No.
It's in Georgina or something like that. Yeah, there is. I promise.
But it's
Oh,
so
is that
much
the
fucking
rail
fun.
yards? Are you talking about the rail yard?
Rail yard? No, it's the water thing. Anyway, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Move on.
Yeah.
Is what's the temperature of the water?
It's Georgian Bay. It's frigid.
It just looks like
Well, that doesn't sound great.
Well,
I don't know. It just looks like a broken arm or broken leg just waiting.
what?
to
It's all
happen.
inflatable and then there's
It's all
water.
inflatable.
But it's like a giant
bounce
slip
off.
and slide.
Yeah, it's a floating bouncy castle of.
I think the
obstacle
closest I
courses.
came was I got a little bit of whiplash on one of them. I jump, and then I hit the ground and thought I had my footing.
Oh,
but
it's
all of a
not
sudden-
meant for you though. You're a grown ass man, but
Yeah.
Matt, you shouldn't be
No.
on that at all.
No.
But it was so much fun.
No.
So much fun. So there's that. And also completely not about my week, but more I felt personally attacked earlier today. And I'd like your guys' opinion on this. Drinking glasses of milk as a grown-up, is this an okay thing or no?
Sure.
Yeah.
If you like milk, I think drinking milk is kind of crazy, but if you like it, I
Okay.
guess it's fine.
Because I got a group chat
wanna know.
with my brother and sister-in-law and some of her family and stuff, and someone posted a video where celebrities were basically telling adults to drink milk and calling them psychopaths. And I'm like, I'd take offense because I had a glass of milk with dinner tonight.
What do they have with their
Yeah.
cereal? Like, the fuck?
Well, no, that's different. Like, that's
Is
not
it?
a glass of milk. That's milk because milk goes with cereal. But like, I will literally just pour myself a glass of milk.
Yeah, I'll
I
do
don't
the
know.
same. I'll do the
I
same.
feel like judging somebody for drinking milk is a little stupid.
Yeah.
You do you, bud.
You can judge me for
Okay.
drinking whatever the fuck this is. I just pulled out of my fridge. It's blueberry lemon gin something or other, and it's not great. Navy Street.
Well,
Sorry,
fair
guys.
enough. Well, thank you. I feel a little less insulted now because I thought for sure at least one of you was going to call me a monster.
No,
But
not
I
at all.
needed that validation.
I think there are milk
is a safe
people
space,
and
I
there
forgot.
are non-milk people, and I think whatever floats your boat. Like,
Yeah.
you do you.
Yeah.
If it feels
I
good
don't
for
like
you.
milk unless it's chocolate milk. And
So
Still one of my-
okay, don't drink milk because that's for kids, but you'll drink chocolate milk.
I never
Is it
said milk
Nestle
is for
Quick?
kids.
Do you drink
I
it
never
with a
said-
straw?
No, I just
No,
don't-
I'm
I don't
judging.
like-
I'm judging
I-
Victor.
I don't like the idea of drinking milk. That's all.
No, the
But
only
if
thing
it's
that makes
chocolate
you
milk, I like
the
it.
only thing that makes you a monster is if you put the milk in the bowl before the cereal. That makes you a monster.
Milk in a bowl.
People
before
do
this,
that?
yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna
Milk
move
in
on.
the bowl
Anything
before
else,
the
Matt?
Cereal. Well, then.
No. No, that's it. That's all I got.
Awesome on the live stream. Oh, Smooth Al, the best way to improve someone's mood is repeatedly pointing out that they're grumpy. So there you go. Mischief managed. Next up, who did I say was next?
It's me.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm paying attention.
Yes.
So busy as usual. We're in August. Can't believe it's August. A few more weeks and kids go back to school.
Yay.
We
Fucking wait.
It's just been a whirlwind of activity. We've just been going nonstop. We went to Activate.
Speaking of activity.
That is where I was headed. So we went to this place called Activate, which is something that you told me about, Alan told me about years and years ago, or a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I've been wanting to go, and we keep on, putting it in the schedule, but something always bumps it. And we finally went last weekend. So if you don't know what Activate is, it is basically several games and they're rooms, and you go in for a minute, and the games are digital. But you are in the board game. Like you're
stepping into a video game.
You're
basically.
stepping into
It feels
the
like
video
Tron almost. Yeah.
So whether you're doing like laser or hoops or a maze on the floor or oh my God, there were so many pressing the buttons, whatever button it is that needs to be selected. There were so many. There were so many games. Oh, the eye. It was kind of like Squid Games where you had to avoid the eye, but then spell out the word. So when the eye was flashing, you could run. And then when it went solid, you had to stay still, or you had to duck or go against a wall or something. It was so much fun. Oh my God. Yeah. It was intense, and it was 75 minutes, and you just go, like go as hard as you can.
By the end of it, you got a good sweat going, and it's a bit of a work. Like there were people there wearing like gym clothes, like people who go there,
running
often.
shoes, gym clothes. And there were some people that were in teams, and they were yelling at each other, and other people that were killing themselves laughing at each other.
He says Activate's fun, walking under the lasers and stuff.
God.
Does it make you poop like the yogurt?
No, not Activia. No,
not Activity.
So,
oh God,
Activate is actually, it's a Canadian company, but they've got, they have locations all over the world. So in the US and in Europe, so there might be one near you. So if you're listening to this and you've ever maybe heard of it and thought, what is it? I don't know, whatever, go. Yeah. It's really, really cool.
Oh my
it's
God.
a lot of fun.
So much fun. We had a
and
blast.
just use promo code the produce stand.
I wish. Yeah. You know what? I should call them. I should call them. But
it was so much fun, like and a workout. And I now want to go more often, because I swear, if the gym was that, I would go weekly.
And they have world leagues too, so now you can compete against other people all over the world and stuff. So
we completed our 75 minutes, and then we were asked if we wanted to compete against other people and get free 20 minutes. And we're like, hell yeah. So we went back in, and that one was a little bit different because we were actually having to answer questions and
there were different games. Every room has different games and different levels. Anyway, no, folks, they're not sponsors of the podcast, but we wouldn't say no. We had that much fun with them this week.
We had so much fun. And we started Ted Lasso finally last night, which is something that's been
finally it just came out.
I know, but I've been so excited about it.
I had no idea that it came back until a few days ago.
But did it start good?
Oh yeah. And unfortunately, though, they're going week to week, so they only dropped the first episode, and I think it's 10 episodes. So yeah. But so far so good. It kind of picked up where it left off.
I thought they weren't going to come back.
They basically told a full story, right? But I feel like they're probably gearing up for another 3-season arc of a different story, because it is a different story. But I won't give anything else away.
Well, I saw the trailer now, and it's like it's a different story, but it seems like it's kind of the same idea.
Same people.
So tell me, is Nate back? Because I didn't see him in the trailers.
We don't know.
Okay, so far no.
Right.
Or you're not telling us.
So far no. Yeah, scored. Money talks. You're right. Like I think it was done, but then Apple threw that much money at Jason Sudeikis, and he had to. Oh, fine, I'll make more for you guys if you want to pay for it.
I guess I'll do it.
Yeah, I guess I'll do it because you're giving me all that money. So, Victor, how have you been?
Yeah, pretty good. Let's see what's happening. We had my son's birthday, so it gave us an excuse to get a nice Dairy Queen ice cream cake. So that's always fun. I had my 28th wedding anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Well,
Happy
that's right.
birthday.
Happy anniversary. And yeah.
That's a lot going on.
Yeah,
And much like Rose Cherry,
So many years.
Linda has got the patience of a saint.
that's accurate. And to reward her patience, we went to a very, very nice upscale restaurant called Cafe Balut. It's part of the Four Seasons in Yorkville, and they've got just some of the most incredible food. It's obviously, quite pricey and whatnot, but it's one of those, special occasion kind of things. And I kind of let them know what we're celebrating ahead of time. So they really gave us a special royal kind of treatment when we got there. And it was very nice. And so, yeah, we had a really nice time. It was one of those things where it was a chef's menu. You had no idea what was going to come out. So each course was kind of a surprise. And it was very much like a kind of, Iron Chef kind of an experience. They come out, they tell you exactly how it's made. Each dish looks like a work of art where you don't even want to kind of
Did you ask questions? I could see you making that a weird situation.
No, you know what? No. I was on my best behavior. It was very good.
So you're admitting that you don't behave the best always.
I did. That's not what I said.
Trapped.
And anyway, so it was a very, very nice evening. Very nice way to celebrate.
Okay. Tease me. What was your favorite dish?
Oh my God, it's so hard to say. I mean, it's so hard to say. There was so much going on, Tanya. Like I can't even. There was. Didn't even know you could do this. There was a dish with 2 raviolis on there, and one ravioli had sweet corn inside. Who even thinks of putting corn inside a ravioli? And then the other ravioli had
Green Giant.
cheese. Settle down. And the other one had brie cheese in it, and there was just immaculate sauce on it. It was just fantastic, and that was just one of the 20 dishes that came to the table. There's just so much going on. It was really, and then the desserts started coming out, and we're thinking, okay, when is it going to end? And then it's like after like 3 desserts, it comes another dish, and this one's from chef special that he prepared just for you, and it kind of had written in kind of very fine chocolate pen, happy anniversary, and all that kind of stuff. The whole thing just felt really, and we're not big alcohol drinkers, so they found kind of this very upscale champagne that's kind of non-alcoholic champagne. So we were drinking that, and then we looked at the prices of those things because it was a set kind of a menu, but we looked at them individually, and it's like, what? $70 for $250 for that? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
what was the name of this place again? Cafe what?
Cafe Balut.
Where is it?
It's 60 Yorkville.
Yorkville,
it's part of the
course.
It's part of the Four Seasons.
Sure.
Hotel.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Is it a Michelin star restaurant?
I think it's one of those Michelin recommended.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's but anyway, like I said.
Okay.
Very,
More
very much recommended.
importantly, did they serve you a creme brulee?
So creme brulee was not one of the things.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And you know what's interesting? But you know what? Like it was a French restaurant, obviously by the name. And I had pastries that I've never eaten before. So it was nice. It was nice to kind of experience things that I haven't eaten before. So it was really cool. Yeah.
Love that.
Anyway, so we started rewatching Breaking Bad.
Really?
Yeah?
Why? I mean, great series, but that's a heavy watch.
It's, you know what? Not really. Like we're kind of well into season 2 now, and because it's like a what do they say? Butter through knife.
It's like slicing through butter or something. Yeah.
Yeah. It's going down very easy.
Yeah.
And it's so good. It just so good. On the rewatch, and like, yes, I know how it ends,
Mhm.
but all the stuff in between, it's been so long because we only watched.
It's an amazing
We watched
series.
it originally with its original airing, right?
Sure.
So we haven't watched it since then, and it's almost like we've never even watched it because those details that you watch between, like, yes, oh, I remember this character, but then I have no recollection of what actually happened in the episode. So it is kind of it's kind of like watching it all over again, and it's so good. It's so good. Like it's just so well written and so well shot, and like there's so much love that goes into every scene of that show. It's unbelievable.
Zach, Sons and Breaking Bad. Yeah, Sons of Anarchy was another one of those.
Great show.
I just hated how Sons ended so terribly.
Oh, I'm sorry. So Linda and I started watching Sons of Anarchy, and I think we only got through like one season, and then we kind of got distracted.
Oh no, it's fantastic. It ended very poorly.
That was like
something we might come back to. There's just always seems to be something to watch.
That was like Shameless. Shameless was one of those ones that
we loved, and then
it was just like, oh my god,
this is just the American
cycling.
one or the British one?
American. We never got into the British one, but
I couldn't watch so we only watched a couple of episodes, and I said I can't watch this show because, like, I don't know why they're so
unlikable.
Forgiving to this idiot, and I just it wasn't.
It's true.
I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it.
He's so hateable.
I think we were watching it just waiting for like the redemption, like the moment.
And every time you think he's going to be redeemed, he doesn't.
Like at some point,
there's just too much content, right? You have to start making choices. We started Silo again.
So I started Silo, and I think I mentioned that last week when we had Patrick Garrow on. I started Silo on your recommendation, and my director at work who also loved it. So I'm a few episodes into season 2. I'm enjoying it. It's really good. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned last week, we'd had Patrick Garrow on, and that episode is actually going to drop at midnight on our regular feed. So it was
so much fun.
It was a lot of fun for those of you who are not patrons. How dare you, first of all? But anyway, you're going to love this interview. He's such a character, and we loved having him on. We're introducing our daughter to Jackie Chan movies. We've watched Shanghai Noon and Nights and Rush Hour. She's loving it. Jackie Chan, the brilliance of Jackie Chan is unbelievable, like so good. He's like a modern day Buster Keaton or something like that. Like some of the action sequences, how like the choreograph and stuff, or choreography of them, amazing. But I really want to talk about what happened to me today because it's kind of funny.
Who'd you meet this time?
No, I didn't meet anybody. So here's what happened. I had a doctor's appointment today. I had an appointment with my urologist, and this is my first time going to a urologist. Save the jokes. Look, there's prostate cancer in the family. So, I'm 51 years old now. I need to go get checked. So I went to the urologist, and, we're going through the whole thing, and he's looking at my blood and all, and PSA level.
And just to jump in, everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Yeah. Everything's good. There's nothing wrong with me. But then
it's up for debate.
He's maybe. So he's asking me all these questions, blah blah blah. Or, do you ever have urgency to pee or whatever? How many times you get up to the bathroom at night and all that stuff? And then, as I mentioned, I can drink liters of water when I'm on stage and never have to pee. And then on my drive home, that's when the urgency hits. I'm like, oh, stage, what do you do? Oh, I'm a musician. I'm in a band too. So hear this. He's in a band with other urologists. They're the only band in Canada that's all urologists. Okay. The name of the band is The Void. As in voiding your bladder. And he was like, oh yeah, we just played a gig in Saskatoon. I'm like, what you guys so they play all these urologist conventions and stuff like that. And he's asking me like, what kind of music do you guys play? I'll play rock or whatever. So I said, what kind of music do you guys play? Cock rock? And he just lost it. He's like, that's a good one.
Proud of yourself there.
That's a good one. I've never heard that one before. Right. Like, so anyway, the urologist, it's just
out of nowhere. This guy who like minutes before had his finger up my bum. We were now talking about music. So there you go. No, he did the.
Yeah, he did. Well, that's what it was. Anyway, so And I came home and I'm like, other than getting violated by the urologist, he's a cool dude. He's a musician and rhythm guitarist for The Void, Canada's only all urologist band.
So is his finger muscular?
Well, thank goodness he wasn't the bass player, because that might
Did he have rhythm?
That might have been a little more uncomfortable if he was the bass player. Anyway,
was it one knuckler or two?
All right.
What was his instrument?
He's rhythm guitar.
Oh, rhythm guitar.
Yeah. I feel bad for the patients of the bass player. Anyway.
Previously.
It's a big band. There's like 7 of them.
Right? Yeah, I looked them up too. Are you kidding? I looked them up too. All right.
I'm sure he plays fingerstyle.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Does he pick really well?
On Letterkenny.
Last time we finished off our recap and review of the first film in the Grapes of Wrath of Grapes series, and that film was a unicorn getting a fresh rating from all of us. This week we recap and review the first half of part 2. Matt, have you done your homework?
I have.
Matt, have you done, or Victor, Tanya, have you done your homework?
I was right beside you, bud.
All right. Victor, have you done your homework?
I watched the whole thing by accident.
All right, here we go.
Don't bore us. Get to the chorus.
No.
All right, here we go. We open in 1984 with Don Cherry's television career hanging by a thread. The CBC has decided enough is enough. Cherry has become too controversial, too divisive, and in their eyes, more trouble than he's worth. But Hockey Night in Canada producer Ralph Mellenby isn't ready to let him go, so he goes to bat for Don.
Hockey Night in Canada is owned by the sponsors, not by the CBC. And the sponsors like Cherry. Do you know, I could take this whole package, sponsors and all, and walk it across the street to another broadcaster.
You'd have a fight on your hands. Hockey Night in Canada is a CBC institution.
It could be an institution somewhere else.
You're not actually giving me an ultimatum, are you?
Cherry goes, I go. It's not personal.
The ultimatum works. Don gets a new 2-year contract, though Ralph warns him it isn't much of a safety net. The network can still pull the plug whenever they want, so he'd better watch his back. Mellenby also tells Don and Rose that he's leaving Hockey Night in Canada to work on the Calgary Olympics. The Cherries aren't thrilled to hear this news, but before he leaves, Ralph offers Don one final piece of advice: don't ever turn professional. With his job temporarily secure, Don decides it's time to cash in while he's still a household name. He's been offered a TV commercial, but the advertisers want both him and Rose. She's reluctant, but eventually she gives in, and we get a fun sequence of the two filming a pink insulation commercial. Don is completely at ease in front of the camera. Rose, not so much.
Here we go, and action.
Okay, come on, zoom out. Grapes here. How you doing? Beauty jacket, eh? Pink is tough, just like this stuff. Hey, pink cuts clean, eh, Rose? Good in the corners, along the boards, and hangs tough between the pipes. What an all-star lineup, and our value for every job.
And pink saves energy and the environment. I want to do that one again. Oh, for crying in the sink. Stop laughing at me. Kate, one more time.
Reset.
And pink saves the environment and it saves energy. Shh. And pink saves the environment and it saves it. Oh, cheese and rice.
No, Rose, it's a pink saves energy.
Yeah, I know. Thanks. Yeah. Talk me into this.
Hey.
Sorry.
It's okay. Go again.
And pink saves the environment.
Reset.
Don, stop it. And pink saves energy and the environment.
If it's good enough for Rose, it's good enough for us. Right, Blue? Pink is tough, just like a real Canadian.
Cut. That's good. Thanks, Grapes.
All right. Good job, Blue. You weren't bad either, Rose.
All right, Matt, you sent me clips of the actual commercials yesterday. Mm-hmm. I shared them in our Discord. It's basically a shot by shot remake and done so well. But the nice thing about watching those commercials is how close to Rose this actress is. Like she looks and sounds exactly like the real Rose. What do you think those first two scenes?
I love it. Well, first off, someone set the story straight in this one. Mellenby went to bat for him, got him. It's like it's you or me, or if he goes, I go. But then he leaves anyways.
Yeah.
Well, because it's the Calgary Olympics, it was a big deal. Like they needed somebody to run that show, and who better than Ralph Mellenby?
Yeah,
It didn't tie that together. It almost sound like he lost.
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Canada because of that is the way it tied together.
No, it was just the right career move for him. Yeah, and to Victor's point, he didn't leave CBC. He was still with CBC, just working on.
I agree with Matt though, and I'll talk about it when it's my turn.
Yeah.
So, I was a little thrown off by that. I'm like, it felt like it was the story.
It felt like
the line right there.
There's a deal that he made or something.
They'll keep Don as long as he's not the producer for him anymore.
I mean, maybe
because he couldn't control him, and they wanted a better handler.
I didn't get that from that. I just figured because it's the Calgary Olympics, it was a big enough deal for him to say.
But then why wasn't he excited about it?
Maybe it's a question for Tim.
Yeah, we could ask Tim. Yeah.
So is anyone making notes of these? Because no, probably not.
No, probably not. No, we're just gonna be like, "Hi, Tim. You know that part when this happened? That was cool, right?"
Thing with the thing, right?
Yeah.
But no, the commercial is great, and as I was watching it, I immediately YouTube searched and found the original of that and the other one that we see a bit later with Rose, and it's uncanny how well they, and I think they even use like all the close-up shots. I think were the close-up shots from the original commercial just remastered for
I don't know.
Take.
I mean, maybe, but it's not like
they looked spot on. I mean, it wouldn't have been overly difficult, but they look spot on, just cleaned up. So no, it was a lot of fun, and seeing his reaction to her was the best. I think that's the most fun I feel like we've seen Don Cherry have. Like he's always intense and kind of worked up about things, but he's like genuinely getting like a giggle out of watching Rose struggle.
Watching that, really like that would be me and Tanya, because she'd be hitting me too. Like Rose is hitting Don. Like I'd be laughing at her and she'd be hitting me. It
was just a pretty cute scene with the two of them, and I liked it a lot.
What'd you think of that, Tan?
I loved it started with Rose talking, right? She was doing the commentary at the beginning, or am I forgetting how it started? I feel like at the beginning of the movie,
she does do a little bit of narrating again in this one, but not the same.
So it was heavy on Rose, and then here she is doing a commercial, and she's being highlighted, and she has said previously that she didn't want to be in the public eye, and she's out of her comfort zone. So it was a cute interaction, and as we're going to see, I'm presuming that you're going to talk about the next one, or are we doing that in this one too?
Later.
All right. It was a great little moment, but I had the same confusion that Matt's having. As mentioned, I thought it was because he couldn't be his handler anymore.
Maybe.
And they needed Dawn to be handled better.
Victor, what do you think?
Yeah, so commercial, not much else to say. I think that was hilarious and brilliant, and also shot for shot, just really well done. I think the first scene, I think it suffers from, just bad editing. I think that I agree, Al, that there was no hidden agenda there or anything secret messaging. I think it was just bad editing, right? So we're watching a scene where he's basically putting his job on the line, and he's saying, "Hey, if he goes, I go." And then immediately cutting to the scene, right? He's cutting. Then we're going, oh, he's telling Cherry that, hey, they decided to keep you. He doesn't let his ego get in the way and say, I saved your job or anything like that. He just says they decided to keep you. And by the way, I'm leaving. It just, the way they edited it back to back, I think basically what's happening here is it's exactly a 90-minute movie. So I think they probably shot a lot more than what we're seeing. And there's stuff that was left on the cutting room floor. And there was probably a buffer scene there. And they decided to cut it this way, and because they need to cut until they get down to 90 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's what we're suffering from here, and there wasn't any secret messaging. It's just bad editing.
Maybe. I mean, but I could totally see the CBC saying, you know what, you want Cherry to stay, fine, but you can't be his handler. I can totally see them doing that.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But why keep that a mystery? Like, this is not like some like whodunit show. You know what I mean? Just tell us what happened.
But I mean,
I think I'm with Victor. I think it's just a gap.
I also think though, moving from producing Hockey Night in Canada to producing the Calgary Olympics isn't a lateral move. Like, it's a step up,
great.
right? It's like
great.
it's a bigger deal, right? it depends on like when the Olympics are done, what he goes on to do next. Maybe he comes back to Hockey Night in Canada. We don't know, but
maybe. But why even make it a questionable? Just tell us.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's all.
And he was so diehard about his show, Hockey Night in Canada. It was his everything. He brought it. What is? He went to war for him, and then I'm leaving.
Yeah, I think this just suffered from there was probably stuff shot and we didn't get to see it. Just like later on, we'll be talking about something similar later on, where it's like, wait a second, what the hell just happened? And I think that stuff got left on the cutting room floor.
All right. Well, let's move on to the next scene. Don and Rose are walking blue through the park, discussing the upcoming changes to Hockey Night in Canada. Dave Hodge is out, and a relatively unknown broadcaster named Ron McLean is about to make his first appearance beside Don on Coach's Corner. Rose can't believe the two haven't even met yet, and they're going live that night, only on the CBC, Don quips. Rose encourages Don to help the rookie along, and if possible, be nice. Don is hurt. He insists that he's not always nice. And then cut to the studio where Don finally meets Ron.
This is Ron McLean. We'll be phasing Ron into Dave's position over the next coming weeks.
All right.
It's a real pleasure to meet you.
All right. Now, what's this I hear you were a weatherman in Red River someplace?
Red Deer. I was started in radio and then TV weather and the sports. Now I'm here. That's why I was told you do it. You work your way up. Most of us don't get to start at the top.
Now, that isn't a shot at me, is it? Well, you better be careful, kid.
All right. As they prepare to go live, Don immediately starts needling the rookie, continuously calling Red Deer, Red River, and reminding him that only a few million people will be watching. Their first segment together is awkward, but you can already see some of the chemistry beginning to form.
Brian Sutter won't be back 4 to 6 months. What's the problem there? All the Sutters, 4 of them, have all had these injuries.
Now, the way they play, that whole family, they play gung-ho. Banging hockey. Terry O'Reilly's the same way. Hurt his shoulder, and now they won't rest it. You can't have them rest it. They play when they're hurt. You got to be smarter. You got to be smarter than they are, Now, you remember a year ago on Hockey Night in Canada, right here, I said, Brian, don't play. You're going to hurt that shoulder. And sure enough, there he is in front of the net with that big defenseman. What's his name? Doesn't matter. He's a Beaver. He's giving him so much wood. Now, boy, let's hope he's back. Let's hope he's okay, because I love him, and I love that whole Sutter family. Boy, let's hope he's okay, because I'll tell you, I'm going to miss him.
Well, always tough questions, but always the man who can shoulder the burden. Don Cherry on Coach's Corner, Hockey Night in Canada.
All right, let's wrap this up. Thanks. I know it's your first night and everything, but you're not going to cry like that every time, are you?
No, I wasn't crying. Alan told me I had this habit of looking down while I was listening, and so I was concentrating on staring at you directly.
Oh, okay. You're staring so hard you start to cry. I get it.
No, I wasn't crying. Look, I know you don't like compliments, but I could see you understood what was going on with my eye tearing up, so I appreciate that. You kept talking, so I didn't need to turn to the camera.
Don't mention it. Don't want you looking bad in front of all your friends in Red River. Oh, that choke thing you did at the end, what was that?
That's a little style I developed out west.
Well, it might work for you out there, but I don't like it.
All right. Don doesn't like the jokes. Victor, what did you think of that?
Oh, that was so good. And we looked this up, right? Because the one thing about these movies, specifically this one here, is that everything that we're watching is like, you can say, did that really happen? Is Tim like, is he doing the fish thing? But these things, the all the Coach's Corner kind of reenactments, they're 1 for 1. There's nothing made up. It's 100% factual. So, but I don't remember seeing the very first one. So we had to kind of look that up, and yeah, that's exactly how it happened. That's because they said you can't you can't be looking up and down. You look like you're ogling people and whatnot. So, so he totally teared up because he was straining so much trying to focus on Cherry. So that really happened.
Tanya?
I don't know. I kind of felt like maybe he really was tearing up. Like, because how do you tear up concentrating? I don't.
His eyes were, he was staring at Don, and his eye, because the studio lights and stuff, like his eyes were drying up. They were tearing.
He like wasn't blinking. He was
he was like
dialed in.
All right. I loved how Don reaches across, and
you wonder how many hours Jared Kiesel spent in front of a mirror mimicking all those Don Cherry things that he does. The whole like stretching out his arm kind of in front of his co-host and pointing down at the desk, and so many of the things that he does
with his body.
Yeah, and
that,
not just the delivery, but his physical mannerisms are so spot on. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm. So, do you think that he screwed up the Red Deer, Red River reference on purpose, or do you think that he honestly didn't know?
So it's a great question, because a lot of people think he purposely disrespects people by mispronouncing their names, French players, European players, Ron's hometown. So you wonder, where you wonder if it's on purpose or not. I mean, I've heard, his son on Toronto Mike say, no, he's just really bad at remembering names, and it's not his fault. But you would think, like, the guy has had so far, like in at this point, he's had a 10-year broadcast career. He'd get better at it, right? Regardless of how many speaking sessions he's walked out on, at least remembering, the names of places. I don't know. Who knows?
A shtick.
Is it to get somebody off guard and
to listen, guys? We got the privilege of watching him as a young man, and he didn't have these impediments when he was a young man, at least not the way Tim has told us the story. This only becomes a thing when he becomes Coach's Corner, Don Cherry. And when he and the pattern is he only screws up names of exactly like what you said, of people people in places he doesn't like.
Respect. Yeah.
He doesn't respect. So it's a shtick 100%.
Yeah. And if you go back even to the last episode, right towards the end there, where he's like, I got to do what I did in Boston. I got to be a pain in the ass. That's the kind of person I'm going to be. So he knows, he's like, I got to poke the bear. I got to piss people off. And that's what they like about me. And that's why people keep watching. So yeah, I'm with Victor. I fully think it's a shtick. And I think it's because it's Ron's first day. He's taking little mini jabs at him to welcome to the show.
And he took personally Ron's little comment about, I didn't, I had to work my way up. I didn't just get handed this, and start at the top, which we can move on here and say, Rose kind of puts him in his place when he complains about this. So Ron doesn't seem too concerned about whether Don appreciates his jokes. We all know those little quips eventually become part of Ron's trademark style on Hockey Night in Canada. But back in the Cherry House, Rose tells Don that she thought the segment went well. Don disagrees. He hated Ron's closing joke and took offense to Ron mentioning that Don didn't exactly work his way up the television ladder. Rose points out that Ron wasn't wrong, but also reminds Don that he's managed to hang out on the biggest job in Canadian sports television for over a decade. On the next Coach's Corner, the duo begins settling into the rhythm that would define the show for years to come, although Don still has a few issues with his new partner.
Another way the game is
I wouldn't finish.
Okay.
In the old days, a great big defenseman, you try to run the goalie, he'd just steer you right into the net, because with those old posts in there, it wouldn't budge an inch. Boy, oh boy, you'd see some tough injuries then. Broken arms, broken legs. No one's running the goalie because they were scared. They were scared of getting hurt. Now, no one's as scared because with the magnets on the net, they just pop right off. Everybody's running the goalies. It's open season on the goalies all over again. And with the instigator rule, you want to grab a guy, straighten him out right now, you get 7 minutes. Well, there's a lot of twits running around acting awful brave.
Thought magnets on the nets were your idea. Anyway, the man with the magnetic personality, Don Cherry on Coach's Corner. Hockey Night in Canada.
What? Yeah. I thought you weren't going to make the jokes anymore.
I never said I was going to stop.
And what's this trying to make me look bad on the Nets thing?
People are going to remember that you made a big deal about this with Brian McFarland.
What? Yeah, someone is going to get killed.
This one's dead.
So they
gotta pull it out, yeah.
Put magnets on the nets. It's a good idea.
He's not wrong. I love, like, Ron McClain's shtick isn't necessarily hilarious on its own. It's hilarious compared to Don Cherry's reaction to it.
Yeah.
Always. Whenever he makes a stupid pun or a dumb joke, it's not the joke isn't funny. It's the fact that he did it beside Don Cherry, and Don's like just shaking his head or looking really angry about it is what makes it perfect. So Tanya, what do you think of that scene?
I wanted to understand. So was it Don's idea to change the goalie to magnet?
Well, Ron's point was this. Don gets on his soapbox about a bunch of different issues and rails against them until they're fixed, quote unquote. One of his issues before the magnets was that people were getting major injuries because the posts wouldn't move. So they would skate in, they would get pushed in, and legs would get broken, arms would get broken and separated and stuff. So the NHL, I don't know if it was Don Cherry's recommendation or his rants about it, but they decided to improve player safety. They would make it so that the nets, if they get knocked hard enough, will come off. And first they used magnets. Now they use these flexible pipes or whatever they're called, moorings or whatever. But back, I guess back then it was magnets. And now he's complaining that because of the magnets, people are being fearless and running goalies all the time. So
and that the goalies are going to get
the solution to one problem has caused another problem. So now Ron's issue or big thing that he wants to say is, oh, people are running goalies, they have no fear. And Ron's just reminding him, well, the magnet idea, the specific idea of magnets wasn't his, but it was fixing something he had a problem with before.
Right. Got you.
So anyway.
Thank you for explaining, because I was confused by that.
I mean, he definitely influenced, and there was another campaign that he had for a long time that he influenced, I think, because every year the board of governors get together, and Don Cherry was a very influential.
Oh, very sure. Yeah, remember.
Right.
And,
and that was around touch icing, right? So where I think that's, before there was a rule that, whoever gets to the puck first, if you beat the other guy, then you can beat out the icing and you still can maintain possession of the puck. And then they introduced the rule where if it passes the red, I think the goal line, I'm trying to think, I think it's the goal line. So the puck passes the goal line and it's still icing, then they call it. So that way there's less chance of two guys running into the boards.
Going full speed, two grown men going into the boards at full tilt, and which caused a lot of bad injuries.
And Don was he was the loudest voice against this.
Oh, for sure.
And he was going on forever and ever and ever. And guess what? And then they finally introduced the rule that says, okay, we're not going to do that.
Wasn't
anymore.
he was the proponent to the stop signs on the back of kids' jerseys and stuff.
100%. 100%.
Oh,
so he was, he did a lot of good from a safety perspective.
Yeah.
But at the same time, from the other side of his mouth, he's going on about, well, in the days when you were not wearing helmets, there was a lot less injuries and Meanwhile, it's like, no, actually, let's look at the statistics.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he was a big loudmouth, but he did mean good.
Yes. Matt, what did you think of that whole thing?
I love it. I mean, these are my favorite scenes. They were in the last one, but now the Ron MacLean's here. I would love to go back in time and see a separate little video of the interview process of who was going to go up with Don Cherry. Right? Like, how did they come to land on Ron MacLean? What were some of those conversations like? What did he say? Like, because if he's got this weird confidence about him too, where even that little subtle note of, I thought you weren't going to do that anymore. He's like, I didn't say I was going to stop. I heard you.
Yeah.
Didn't mean
he's the perfect foil for Don Cherry for sure.
Yeah. He's the perfect balance to him without Don even realizing it yet. So whoever manufactured this setup or put this together, obviously in the long term, it was brilliant. And you can see it really early, the reactions between them. I love it. And it's just fun seeing the origin of this, but I would love to know that brief, how did they land or what?
I have a feeling not a lot of science went into it. Just the fact that the first night was that they aired together was the first time they met each other. You know what I mean? I don't know how much.
And not saying Don had it, but whoever's behind the scenes, it goes, Ron MacLean's our guy.
Yeah.
That's going to come in.
Ron MacLean was on Toronto Mike's, and I bet you Mike asked him how he got the Hockey Night in Canada job. So I'm going to have to go back and listen to that interview, because I'm sure he talks about at least his side of the interview process. Maybe not the thinking that went into hiring him, but All right, let's move on. Back at home, Dawn continues complaining about Ron's jokes and interruptions. Rose, meanwhile, thinks Ron's hilarious, and then she casually remarks that Ron looks taller than Dawn on television. Dawn immediately objects. Ron isn't that tall. Rose doubles down, insisting he certainly looks taller on TV. Dawn's clearly bothered by this, much to Rose's amusement. The next coach's corner proves her point.
Now, did you see that woman get hit with the puck the other night?
Yeah, it was bad.
I want to talk about that. It's important. When you go to a game, you keep your eye on the puck.
It sounds good. It's a good reminder for the kids. Yeah. Never want to see someone get hurt at the game.
Now, you see what you did just there?
What?
You swell up right before the light goes on.
I'm a swell guy.
I got my stool all perfect and everything here, and then you straighten up so you can be taller than me.
No, I don't.
No, you do it on purpose.
All right, we're just about
All right, I want to talk about something here. Now, I was at the hockey game the other night, and there's that guy who looks like Chelios. What's his name?
Matthew Schneider.
All right, you go a long way, kid. Now, you women are going to get mad at me out there, but I was standing out in the hallway in the first 5 minutes, and it was a tip shot. The guy was trying to come over the blue line there, and a guy tipped it, and it come over my head and hit this poor woman right in the face. I'm telling you, when you come to the games, keep your eyes on the puck. And I've seen some awful smacks, and it's always a woman yapping away there.
Lots of fans, both genders. What are you talking about?
Come on.
Everyone gets involved in talking about the game.
I'm just trying to help, all right?
Look at the puck, I agree, but don't blame women, men, or anybody else.
No, wimp.
People buy a ticket, it's exciting. They get into the game.
All right, ask a question. Come on.
The All-Star game.
The All-Star game.
Careful.
Careful.
I love the little careful before he starts talking about and literally it cuts to the next scene after that. So I love the way that scene is edited. But Matt,
he hated the All-Star games.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because he railed against the All-Star game. Daniel, what did you think of that scene?
Okay, first, I need to step back just a wee bit because we saw a few things at the house when Rose and Dawn were talking, and the snacks that I can't help but the timing, the timing and the period of all of it, because it's such a flashback to my childhood. Like that couch was in your house, and seeing the coffee table with the Ritz not Ritz. It was the saltines, the crackers and cheese. Did you see it was crackers and cheese on the I
missed that one. I caught the peanuts one.
And the Planters peanuts always was their Planters peanuts. And that is exactly what you did.
You would get your dad that for Christmas.
Yeah, that's exactly what you would do with the lid. You would pour the peanuts into the lid, and that was your measuring cup. And that is how you ate the Planters peanuts, because the bottle was in the shape of the peanut. So I had to, and the remote control as soon as
Gerald 400, we all had one.
The converter.
The converter. Like before that was the box that was on the God, I'm aging myself. The box that was on the leash to the TV.
Leash.
and
I'm not that old.
And
guys.
you would have to
Matt.
You would have to switch. You wanted number one setting or number two, and then you would go.
What was
through
it like
the
when
numbers.
color TV came?
It's only something you would see at your grandparents' house.
You make fun, Matt, but yes, my parents had a color black and white.
I remember
TV.
that remote control, because that was the remote control that it was not leashed to the TV, and you actually that was a huge deal. It was a huge remote. That was a big deal. Anyways,
no longer had Dad sending you to go change the channel for him.
So much. And the coffee table. Did you see the 2-tier coffee table? It was like one part was.
You're just looking at all the furniture.
I really am. I'm like, oh my God.
Do you have any comments about the scene?
Yeah. No. So anyways, I had to talk about because it's such a flashback. Oh my Lord. Anyways, yes, the scene. I want to know, did they end up liking each other? Because was their relationship kind of this bickering kind of
well, yeah, if you were married to Don Cherry,
no, not Rose and Don.
Don and Ron.
Don and Ron, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was their kind of shtick on TV. They weren't close friends. They didn't hang out outside of work.
No?
No.
They weren't like buddies after everything was said and done?
They were friendly, but they weren't Yeah, they didn't hang out outside of work.
So that was kind of a real take on their relationship and how
I
they.
guess. I mean, that's what we would see every Saturday between them was Don railing on something and Ron trying to level him out and say, no, Don, you don't mean every woman, right? Like, come on.
Oh my God. When he said that and then flashed to Rose's face and you're just like, oh my God, that woman yet again. She's going to be like, Ron, like, Don, what the hell are you
There's
saying?
There's a few that just stand out as if from my memories, like watching it live. And I definitely remember that one.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember watching
Where
that
are we in the years right? Is it we in the 90s yet?
No, that's around 80. That would be 85, 86, maybe.
85?
Yeah. Maybe 84. 80, like this movie starts in 84. So it would be around mid 80s. Yeah. Matt, what'd you think?
Yeah, I think the yapping, the women yapping comment, I think that came in like a few years in.
Yeah.
It wasn't at the very beginning.
Awesome reminds us, and she makes a good point. When Jim #1 in Shoresy says he's never had a concussion, that's 100% a shout out to this film. And actually, we haven't gotten to that scene yet.
Got there yet.
But
yeah.
I totally thought about Shoresy. So Matt, this scene, what did you think of it?
Yeah, I mean, there's not much to add. It's. I didn't see all the furniture, I can tell you that. But
yeah, no.
That's because you're too young.
I'm sure it was lovely.
And she was fighting hard to stay awake too. So she was so tired last night.
I really.
But like, it just shows his early controversy and how he survived as many years as he did, even from then.
It's crazy.
It's mind blowing, and I guess it was a different time, and they must have managed him over time to keep him somewhat subdued, to keep him on the air. It almost feels like nowadays it'd be like equivalent to like the South Parks of the world, where they cross all these lines, but somehow they just keep airing them, and they're hilarious and amazing, and they're right on the edge. But yeah, I don't know. It worked for him, but fuck, I don't know how.
Victor?
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was so funny. It was just, it was well done. It was really well done in a way that it entertained us. So, and again, that was the beginning of his controversy. It wasn't the peak.
No.
And then we get a little bit of a glimpse later on in terms of him going completely off script and going on about things that probably he didn't need to get into, and like talking about the Iraq War and stuff like that. So, but yeah, he said he was going down crazy avenues for many years, right up to the day that he was basically released.
Yeah.
Right. So, and the thing that he got released for is not as anywhere near as controversial as the things that he touched on all the way through his career. So, or the Coach's Corner career. So it's quite interesting. But yeah, this is the beginning of it, and I thought they did a great job reenacting it.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's move on. Ron continues pushing back whenever Don drifts into dangerous territory, trying to soften some of Don's comments without completely derailing the segment. Their back and forth quickly become the show's identity, even if it earns Don some less than flattering headlines, including being labeled a troglodyte misogynist. Rose is far less amused than Don. She's the one who has to deal with the neighbors, hairdressers, and complete strangers after every controversial broadcast. Don's only concern? Whether this means Rose won't want to do another commercial, which leads us to this.
I know headaches, the worst headaches. I get some real doozies. And having someone talk in your ear for 35 years, it doesn't make it any easier. So I use Anacin. There's nothing complicated about it. Anacin has just the amount of medicine that I want. Not too much, not too little. I like that. I also like the fact that Anacin works on my worst headaches. Speaking of headaches, here's one now.
Okay, tail slate, 4A, take 8. Mark it.
All right, I get it. This one you like. Okay, you get to make fun of me.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I like
That's
that.
good. All right, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, I like that.
Look at that. She's not having any fun.
No, I'm not having any fun. Blue.
All right, Tanya, tell us about that TV that you probably had when you were a child.
I did have that TV. I saw Freddy Krueger on that TV, I think. Oh my gosh, I do.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
I used to eat my box of Cheerios sitting in front of the TV really, really close because I couldn't see it, not because I needed glasses. And I watched the Roadrunner, which is something apparently controversial now that you're not supposed to watch.
Roadrunner?
I think so.
Have you heard about the new movie coming out?
I can't wait.
Versus
That
Acme?
looks
How's
like
the
it was-
Roadrunner controversial? Are you confusing that with Speedy Gonzales?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Anyway, Matt, what did you think of that?
I love it.
Mhm.
I love it. I think they missed a real opportunity back then when she said, "Oh, speaking of headaches," they should have just had Don casually walk by in the background, not even draw any attention to him, just have him walk by right as she said that.
Yeah,
it would have been a far better commercial.
Well, I think that was the point. I think we were expecting to see Don, but we saw Blue instead.
Yeah. And you see the text on the screen that says, "This is Rose Cherry, wife of famous sportscaster."
I wrote that down. That's crazy. Like in
You missed the
modern
plot
day,
on that one.
you would never get Mrs. Don Cherry, right? It
No.
would never
No.
in a million years would that pass.
But I mean, that whole commercial is brilliant because it's taking advantage of what's happening at the time. Everyone knows Don's a lot to take, and everyone feels bad for Rose Cherry, right? So I think it's pretty funny. Victor, what do you
I
think?
wonder how many jokes though now
Oh my God.
at the hairdressers, like, how many pills have you taken today?
Can you imagine?
Oh my God.
Victor?
Great.
Yeah, so well done. Again, I remember the commercial, and this is very nostalgic watching it. So, just like before, best actor in the scene is Blue.
Is Aniston still a thing? Like, I feel like I haven't seen Aniston in a while. So I wonder if.
Did you share that commercial in the feed as well?
I did. So that commercial is also in the Patreon, or not Patreon, in the Discord. But
It used to be a thing. I don't know if it's a thing
and
still.
Aniston is still a thing.
Oh, really?
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah, there's a whole website, Aniston.com.
Who takes it? Is it is
Enter
it
the
aspirin?
produce stand as a promo code. For,
Is it part of the aspirin family, or what kind of family is
I don't
it?
know. But I think
it says aspirin.
I think it was founded by Jennifer Aniston. No?
No.
Oh, okay. That was a Victor joke. I apologize. All right, here we go.
Really, really bad.
I'm grumpy again.
Back to the story. Before another coach's corner, Don is discreetly stuffs rolled up towels under his seat in an attempt to look taller than Ron. Ron notices immediately. And during the segment, Don launches into one of his classic rants about hockey helmets, leading to more head injuries.
No wonder there's more concussions.
How many times have you been knocked out?
Why?
Oh, just wondering.
About 6 times.
Rose says that explains everything.
Oh, Rose says that.
Yes, she does. She's a knockout.
There's a million comedians starving out there, and you're trying to be one.
Don Cherry on Coach's Corner, Hockey Night in Canada.
And we're up. Thank you.
Really been knocked out 6 times as a player.
I know he's a stick boy. Of course he's a player.
We should talk about that. A lot of discussions these days about concussions and headshots.
Well, I never had a concussion.
Oh, you've been knocked out 6 times. You've never had a concussion. Well, that's not possible.
And I suppose you know this from all the years you spent playing the AHL? Oh, he never had concussions. Couldn't afford him.
First of all, the ball's on Ron to call Rose a knockout beside Don Cherry on live TV. That tells you that he wasn't too afraid of Don.
No, he wasn't. No.
I just wrote it down. I just wrote it down.
Yeah, but a couple of months ago, he also made a roofie joke that he had to go and profusely apologize for afterwards.
Yes,
so sometimes
I
he
heard
sticks his foot in his mouth.
Oh, yes, he does. You're right.
I know, but I just wrote down Ron McLean is the original troll. That's what they brought him on for. He's like, I'm gonna poke and prod Cherry every week, and you guys are gonna fucking love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Any comment on this?
Who made the roofie joke? Now I need to know.
Ron. Yeah, it's something.
Ron
Yeah,
McLean.
this happened just during. I think it was during the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Or just before the playoffs started. I can't remember anymore. But then he had to go on air and apologize profusely for it because because they told him that he had to.
Well, yeah, but he also knows how to apologize, unlike some other people.
Right.
So. Right. He understood what he said was wrong and bad taste and took it back.
Yeah, but he didn't. But he did. Yeah, but he did it because whether he wanted or not, that kind of apology is kind of like whatever. It's like are you doing it because you're sorry, or are you doing it because you have to do it? Do you know what I mean? It's
sure.
kind of like,
Yes, it's the bare minimum, but some people wouldn't even do the bare minimum. So
I suppose.
Let's move on. Before another coach's corner, Don. Oh, I already said that part. All right. Next scene. The film then shifts into a flashback, taking us back to Don's playing days in the Springfield Indians and under the legendary, eccentric, and completely unhinged Eddie Shore. During a game, Don is driven headfirst into the boards and suffers what is clearly a concussion. In voiceover, Rose explains that no player in the AHL wanted to go to the hospital. Miss a game and you might lose your job permanently. They simply couldn't afford it. Despite Don's protests, the team doctor keeps him overnight. Unfortunately, Eddie Shore has other ideas. He barges into the hospital, tells Don the team bus is leaving for Cleveland with or without him, and orders him back in the lineup. Don later describes Shore as the meanest man in hockey and crazy as a loon. We quickly see why. We get an unforgettable scene where Shore loosens his skate laces and demonstrates that he can still tap dance on the ice, and then makes the rest of the team do the same. After one of Don's punishment skates, he heads back to the dressing room where his buddy Brian Killer Kilray is waiting to take him out for beers. Production note, Brian Kilray, who is Don's buddy back in those days, he's a Hall of Famer. Although he only played 26 NHL games, he spent more than 30 years coaching and later managing the Ottawa 67s, becoming the winningest coach in Canadian major junior hockey history. Today, the OHL Coach of the Year award is named the Kilray Award. Back to the story. Just then, another player wanders into the dressing room looking completely lost. It's legendary goaltender Gump Worsley. Production note, Lauren Gump Worsley won 4 Stanley Cups, 2 Vezina trophies, and a Calder Cup trophy in 1953. He was famous for his fear of flying, his distinctive appearance, and that earned him the nickname Gump, and for being one of the last NHL goalies to refuse to wear a mask or a helmet of any kind, which is probably how he got his distinct look. Back to the story. Gump has just been sent down by the New York Rangers after rubbing management the wrong way. Over beers, he admits he has nowhere to stay, so Don invites him to live with the Cherry family until he gets settled. The next scene back at the Cherry house reveals just how crowded things have become. Don, Rose, and Cindy are sharing a bed because Gump is sleeping in Cindy's crib. Later, during a game, Rose is sitting beside Gump's wife and another hockey wife. Gump allows a soft goal, and the other woman makes a snide comment, prompting an argument in the stands while Rose awkwardly sits in between the two women. Down on the ice, Don and Gump look up amused. Gump wisely decides to stay out of it. Back in the dressing room, Don asks Kilray why Eddie Shore seems to like everyone except him. Kilray demonstrates his survival strategy by staying on Shore's good side while Shore subjects another player to one of his violent chiropractic adjustments. That scene was just, yeah. Anyway, later that evening, Don hears whimpering coming from the equipment cage. Someone has locked the stick boy in as a prank. Don breaks him out and comforts him, explaining that hockey players have a funny way of showing they like someone. The following day, while the players are filling peanut bags for the concession stand, Shore reminds everyone there should be exactly 32 peanuts in each bag because naturally he owns the concessions too. The moment
Wasn't it 23?
Maybe my dyslexia kicked in. I put down 32. Okay. Either way, that's not enough peanuts. The moment Shore leaves, Don confronts the team about the prank. No one admits responsibility, so Don makes everyone chip in $2 to buy the stick boy a Springfield Indians jacket. At the next practice, the team presents a jacket, and the young stick boy couldn't be happier. Back at the Cherry home, the phone rings. It's Eddie Shore.
Hello, Eddie. I know what you're up to. I know the real reason you gave the boy that jacket, and it's not because someone locked him in the stick room. I'm not following you. The real reason is you took his jacket, you burned it. And then you felt bad about it. And then you had the other players help you replace it.
Eddie wasn't really crazy. He just loved torturing me. But why would I burn the kid's jacket?
Well, you tell me. You're the one who did it.
No, I didn't. I didn't burn his jacket.
Listen to me, Mr. Cherry. You can't get away with anything. I'm watching you all the time.
All right, just think what you want to think. Wish he'd trade me. This guy's nuts.
That's fucked up.
It is. I mean, what? I don't even know why he'd want to do that. Well, like why he'd want to make up a story like that to convince.
They somehow made Shore even more of a monster in this iteration than we got to, even though we spent more time with him in the first movie.
Yeah.
He's just like, he's
unhinged.
just atrocious.
He's just like something is mentally wrong with him, right? Yeah.
The whole chiropractor scene
right.
was so disturbing on such a and it was even more disturbing because there was laughter about it, and there was nothing funny about it. Nothing
Well,
at all.
I think when you're in that situation, you have to make the best of the situation. I don't want to compare it to something like concentration camps, but like when you're in the worst in the hell of a situation, you still laugh, you still, you know what I mean, you still crack jokes because you still have to go on living. And for these boys, like, I mean, this is if they don't do exactly what they're told, regardless of how crazy and outlandish it is, they know that that's it. Their road to the NHL is over. You know what I mean?
The issue in that scene, though, is that Kilray initiated it. So it was a prank. Kilray knew that that's what Eddie was going to do to that player. So
100%.
Right.
But again, it's the world that they're in.
It's also the ignorance of the time, right? Like they thought that was hilarious because they had no idea that what Shore was doing to the poor guy could have irreparable damage. Just like they never wore helmets because concussions weren't a thing. They didn't exist unless you admitted to it. Like, right.
Yeah.
So
they're in a different box.
Yeah.
But they knew they were being tortured.
Yeah.
They just knew that was their only option.
Or they
what were they going to do?
Yeah, they also thought that was what they needed to go through in order to become stronger people or whatever. Right?
Yeah, but they also knew that Shore was a jackass.
Yeah.
I think there wasn't any question about that. You know what I mean? Like,
well, there was still some kind of level of admiration for him, though. That's what I don't understand. Like they still admired him. Which even later on when Don Cherry's way past it and he's on Hockey Night in Canada, whenever he talks about Eddie Shore, he says he's a mean bastard, but he says it with kind of an air of, I don't know, of admiration for some reason.
Yeah. But that's like, what do they call it? Syndrome? When you start falling in love with
Stockholm syndrome.
Stockholm. I think that's what that is.
Yeah.
Matt, any other comments on that one?
No, he's an asshole. It's fucked up.
All right. Eventually, Shore does trade Don years later. We flash forward to Boston, where Rose and Tim unexpectedly run into an older Eddie Shore. He quietly tells Rose she must be proud that Don became the coach of the Bruins, and she simply smiles and says, yeah, she is. In another scene, a former player approaches Shore in a clubhouse, places a hand on his shoulder to tell him he's a huge fan. Shore immediately warns him not to touch him, and when he does it again, Shore gets up and punches him. Don explains that the Players Association eventually forced Shore out of hockey, so naturally he bought the Ice Capades and spent the rest of his career torturing figure skaters instead. If that's true, I guess. Can you imagine? Yeah, look it up. Like he went from being that bastard hockey coach to the Ice Capades. Like that's crazy.
Hey, he gave us a scene of him tap dancing on the ice.
Yeah. So
yeah. Come on. I'm just seeing a partial note. I'll get back in a second.
All right. Back in the present, Don's growing comfort on television lands him in hot water once again.
Well, Don, Team Canada's really struggling in the early going with lots of injuries to their defensemen.
Yeah, you're right. And it's not fair that some guys come out and represent our country while other guys sit at home while we need them. One guy lives 1 hour from here. You'd think he'd come out and give us a hand.
Who would that be?
Never mind. I'm just saying he should be here.
Well, Don, you're not being fair. You're painting all defensemen with the same brush.
Never mind.
I want to know.
Okay, I get it. Oh, you're the investigating Gemini winning reporter trying to get another award. Cut it out.
No, Don, I want to know to be fair.
Shut up.
You can't say that.
I just said shut up.
So there's a rare, instance where he's so frustrated he doesn't know what to say, so he just tells him to shut the fuck up. Victor,
sorry, really quick, and I don't have a lot more detail, but it does say that in 1940. Shore and 8 other arena managers were a group that put together the original Ice Capades. So it is very logical that he may have left that and gone on to further manage.
If he owns an arena, yeah, Ice Capades would be a money generator for him. So that makes sense. All right. According to Awesome in the live stream, he also owned a minor team in Oakland, California. So, I mean, he was a businessman, I guess. And yeah. Anyway, so this scene here, Don tells Ron to shut up on national television. That's it. Just shut up, Victor.
Yeah, I don't remember watching that one. I remember seeing, I guess more recent Coaches Corners where he's like, you know, in the days where he's got the goatee and the white, you know, he's got the white, where he felt, I think, even more. Maybe it's even after Rose had passed, so he's like even more, like where he didn't really have anybody to anchor him down.
Sure.
I remember him kind of saying that more regularly to Ron. So I think it became kind of acceptable later on for him to say shut up to him. But I think that was the first time where it was done in a very jarring way. And that was awkward.
It was awkward because he didn't follow it up with anything else. He just that's where it ended, right?
Yeah.
Matt, what did you think of that? You were too busy looking it up, looking up Ice Capades.
Yeah. No, it was wild. Like, I mean, up until this point, we've seen Ron McClain have a rebuttal or some kind of quip back to him, and I think he was just as shocked. And I can see, I've definitely heard more modern episodes where he will yell at Ron McClain. It became part of their bit, kind of thing. But this time felt angry.
Oh yeah,
and very directed.
Yeah,
and I can
out of
see
control.
why and out of control. And everyone kind of went, oh. And I'm sure Ron just turned around and said, and moved on. Is like, okay, I'm not touching this right now because this dude's on a different level and it's not worth it. So it's a disappointing moment for
sure.
him, for sure.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure he didn't. I was gonna say he probably learned from it, but no,
he didn't. So let's move on. When Don gets home after that segment, Rose absolutely unloads on him for telling Ron McClain to shut up on national television. She reminds him that children are watching and asks what his mother would think. The next time Don sees Ron, he never actually apologizes. Instead, in classic Don Cherry fashion, he awkwardly changes the subject and quietly tries to smooth things over. It's probably the closest thing to an apology Ron is ever going to get. Finally, Don gets called out on CBC into CBC studios at the last minute to join Brian Williams during the coverage of the infamous 1987 World Junior Championship game between Canada and the Soviet Union. So there's a timestamp. We're now in 87. So this has all happened in like 3 years. When the game erupts into the infamous bench clearing brawl, Brian Williams condemns the incident as a disgrace and a black mark on Canadian hockey. Don refuses to back down. He argues that the Canadians were defending themselves and criticizes people watching comfortably from their living rooms for judging players who were in the middle of the fight. He actually uses "you people" during that rant as well. The disagreement continues during the commercial break. Don warns Brian that if he calls it a black mark one more time, he'll grab him live on television and drill him. A producer tries to lighten things up by joking that they should come back from commercial with Don pretending to choke Brian. Don isn't laughing. He says he won't do it because he might not let go of the son of a bitch. And then they come back on the air.
Both teams have been disqualified from the tournament, as they should be.
What are the odds?
Incident.
Boy, he looks mad.
A brawl, as you're going to see in hockey. Don Cherry is in our CBC Toronto Control Center, and he obviously does not agree with me.
All right. Well, I'm going to shock people out there, and I'm going to say it. They invite me on here, and I feel like saying it. I'm going to say it. Now, Bert Templin's going to take a lot of heat for this. But if he didn't send his players out there, then he wouldn't have been a man.
I don't care who went on the ice first. These young men had better learn, and learn quickly. You don't go through life conducting Pier 4 brawls. Stay with us. Sports Weekend will continue right after this.
All right, that's it. You want to hang these guys out to dry, you can do it without me.
You're finished on TV, Cherry.
Good. Who needs it?
All right, and that's where we're leaving off this week. Any impressions on this scene here, Matt?
On this scene, it's again another wild one, and I want to go back and find all these original tapes because it's an interesting saga again, how do you come back from that one as well with that kind of aggression, like overt threats in front of other staff, like off camera, of course, but like, it's. I just don't know how he made it through, and the other thing I kept thinking,
we know how he made it through.
Well, the other thing I kept thinking on another scale is we always talk about Rose in this show and how awesome she is and how balanced she is. I'm surprised in how this is portrayed across this series that they stayed together as long as they did, based on even some of her reactions and disappointment in him. And if she's seeing this on the daily, unless there was a completely off-screen version of him which I'm sure there was, that we never see, but the betrayal and the reactions, she seems very level-headed and logical and forward-thinking and shocked by a lot of this. And
not this scene though, Matt. She agreed with him 100% on this one.
Well, no, she didn't necessarily agree with them. She just understood that.
We don't get to that yet. We don't know.
She couldn't believe.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. But
I haven't watched it yet. Spoiler.
No. She couldn't believe that this was happening while he was on TV. And
that's where we.
Okay. Yeah.
Victor,
so we're not going to get into spoilers here.
Yeah.
But
Victor went ahead. Victor watched the whole thing. So
yeah. So I forgot. Why
don't you give us your rating then, Victor?
No. Don't
settle down.
So just overall, just this first half, no ratings.
Wait.
We didn't talk about the scene.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
I want to still talk about it.
Yeah.
I want to understand. Okay, so the World Junior Champions is happening, and they get in a fight. And who did start the fight? Like, I want to understand what happened.
The Soviet. So this is a very famous thing that happened, and the game didn't finish. They went home. They both teams were disqualified. It was a bench clearing brawl. They even in the thing they tried to stop them by turning the lights off in the arena and stuff.
Really?
None of that helped.
I looked it up. It lasted 20 minutes.
Yeah, they were at each other pretty bad.
What happened?
It's just.
Listen, they couldn't. They knew they couldn't win, so they sent the Russians out to start a fight. And this one is pretty, like, of all the controversies, this is not controversial at all. I think most people, if they understand the facts, they would likely agree with Don's position. Brian was a twat. Like it was like performative outrage on TV, because he was not addressing what had actually happened. He's saying, "Oh, I can't believe those boys would go through life thinking it's okay to brawl like that," not addressing the fact that the coach was out there defending. So the Russians sent their whole bench out to go and beat up the 5 Canadian players on the ice. And so the Canadian coach said, go and help
defend
you guys
your
out.
teammates. Yeah.
Right. So it was to even the odds. That's all it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was to protect his 5 players. And so if you actually look at it from the facts and not to the performative outrage that Brian was doing, which was ridiculous, then maybe you have a more of a balanced view on it. So I think of all the controversies, of all the crazy things Don has ever said, this is not controversial at all.
No, what he said on camera wasn't. It was his off-screen stuff, in my opinion. This one, but has anyone else put the connection on this one around Shorzy?
Sure. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
if you can't win, don't play.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, the roots are so, like, the closer we get to the end, it's like, okay, so this is, not only are the roots, it's clear why he named Shorzy Shore, right? It's like, let's take the biggest piece of shit in the world and
somehow turned him into a hero afterwards.
My biggest issue with this scene was the actor playing Brian Williams, and he just had a very punchable face. And I know that in this entire series, there's been a lot of people doing impressions of different people. I mean, even, Jerry Kiesel's doing an impression of Don. He's just doing it really well.
Yeah.
This guy's impression of Brian Williams, I don't know. Maybe I don't remember Brian Williams back then, because the Brian Williams I know now, like the one who's anchored all the Olympics forever, this guy wasn't it. And he was kind of bothering me a bit, but anyway, other than that, yeah, I mean, I to say I remember the tournament, I'm probably too young. I know of the tournament. I know what happened. I know that the brawl happened and both teams were disqualified and stuff. So I don't have an opinion on it either way, other than like, I hate seeing those things anyway. But yeah, if it happened the way Victor said, then yeah, you got to defend your players. You got to send them out to defend their teammates or whatever. So, but it's just an interesting way to, and the perfect way to end this first half is to see this happen. Anyone else, Victor or Tanya, did you have any other?
No, I thank you for answering the question, Victor, because I was trying to, I didn't know the backstory to the fight and why Cherry was so upset about the whole thing. That was helpful.
Awesome's asking, wasn't there a film about this, or is she confusing with Miracle on Ice? This wasn't Miracle on Ice, was it?
No.
What year was Miracle on Ice?
That was the
was it 85 or something? I think it was like mid 80s or early 80s. Anyway, because
that was the Olympics, wasn't it?
Yeah, because this wasn't the championship game. This was like the third place game or whatever, right? Because the Americans and Canadians didn't make it to the final. So
but this was a world.
World Junior. That's what it was. It was World Juniors. You're right.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have been Miracle on Ice. Anyway, all right, so overall, just this first half, Matt, what did you think of the first half so far?
Matt's gonna sneeze.
Bless you, Matt.
Oh, excuse me.
That's all right. It's okay.
It was bad timing on that one.
Yeah.
I loved it. I'm really continuing to just absorb all this content, these reenactments that are just it really is Kiso at his best, imitating Cherry. I will say the whole additional backstory they went into Shore and all that, it almost felt like a placeholder in here. I don't think it really added much. Like there was it's like they took a couple reference moments, then showed us more about his upbringing. I could have done without it. I would have been happy just to continue to see.
For the people that didn't see the first movie, I think it was important.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I was kind of with you on like, why are we doing this? We're showing Shore again, showing how crazy he is, just I guess to see him get his comeuppance. But did we really see that?
No, not really. I think to your point earlier, I think around how I can't remember who said it, but where he seems meaner and more wild in this one. I think that was probably a high from the first series where people
probably loved him. Yeah, they wanted more.
Yeah, so they're like, let's introduce a Shore part 2. Where are we going to put it? I guess we'll just throw it in here. Like it felt like they just took one little reference point and jumped back in time unnecessarily. I could have just done with a full 45 minutes at this point of just clips of Ron McClane and Don Cherry and the in-between banter, and I would have been completely happy.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I enjoyed it.
Agreed. 10.
Excuse me. Sorry.
I keep on calling on people who are about to like sneeze or cough, right?
I'm just wondering if there was some sort of correlation that they were trying to make between how his coach tortured him and how he was, picked on repeatedly, and the frustrations that he felt, and being blamed of burning a jacket that had nothing to do with and you almost have to wonder, did the coach put the kid in the locker room and lock the kid in? Is that what happened? Because no one said, oh yeah, it was just a joke, like, calm down, Don. I'm wondering if it was the coach that did it.
Well, we know from the first movie that Shore was jealous of Don's popularity with the players. The players loved him, right?
But are they trying to, and maybe I'm looking too deeply into it, but are they trying to show, that relationship, and now Don's new relationship with Ron, and how he just gets his buttons pushed so easily by, because of the abuse that he took by this coach, and, coming up the way he did, and now this guy's poking him, and just the way his coach poked him. Is that maybe why there was this reference in this beginning of this?
Maybe. I think I think Matt's more on the thing where the people like the Shore storyline so much from the first series, and they wanted more of it in this one. I feel like that's probably more to the point, because Jerry does talk about Shore a lot. So I think people wanted to hear more of those Shore stories.
Does every story need a villain?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, and just, and again, I don't know the Hakunen Canada stuff well enough, but you've referenced before some of the stuff that we saw in the first series that I remember that story.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember him telling a story about the stick guy being locked in a thing? Like,
I feel like I remember
these famous stories that they're showing.
Maybe not the stick kid. Oh, maybe. I don't remember the stick kid one, but I kind of feel like I do remember like the peanuts and stuff like that. Like Shore owning the concessions and making the players do that. And like, I do remember stuff like that. Yeah.
That would be my only other take, is they're like, for the true diehard,
sure,
they're like, let's like, whether it's necessary or not, they're like, let's just show a couple of these legendary stories Dad told.
And I do recall, I mean, Sherry would talk a lot about Gump and talk a lot about being buds with Kilray. So they're probably just putting more of that stuff in there because that's
some nostalgia.
Yeah. Victor.
I mean, not much to add. I think that the Shore stuff, you keep looking for some redemption arc, and it's just, there's still half a movie to go, but to this point, at least, after watching 1.5 movies, there's no redemption. He's just a jerk. And that's where I kind of have to pause and say, we are watching a one-sided kind of story of this.
Sure.
And Tim decided that we're going to paint Shore this way. And the reality is, like, there's a spectrum to everybody, right? And we're not seeing that spectrum with Shore. We're only seeing the evil antagonist, and I just wonder, are we getting a full picture here?
Yeah, that's fair. All right, before we move on to final comments, I do have some listener comments this week. These are some reviews. Well, one's from Blue Sky. Thank you for being the methadone to my Shoresy jonesing. I binge watched the last season, was regretting it when I remembered I could experience the whole thing again with friends. Thank you so much again from one of your many UK listeners. That's Mark 7 from Blue Star. Thank you, Mark, for listening. I appreciate it. And then we have an iTunes review. Longtime listener and loving it more every episode. Your conversations are always entertaining and thoughtful, both personal and show related. I've been with you for years and I'm so grateful for your hard work. Just ordered the book for my daughter and her husband, who scored tickets for the Letterkenny tour. That's Natasha French from iTunes. Thank you so much, Mark and Natasha, for the lovely comments. And now just move over to our patrons. Matt, are you ready?
I am, yes, but not in the way that I've been crushing it. I didn't get a chance to do anything fun this week.
All good.
So I'm just saying, guys, I know I set myself a new bar and I fucked it up. So I'm just gonna read through the list.
So go for it.
Simple as I'm gonna do. As we always have nothing but love for our patrons, their ongoing support. Let's give some shout outs here to Jack, Josh, Chad, Adrian, Awesome, Liz, Jason, Justin, Ryan, Michelle, Robbie, Mike, Joey, Casey from Virginia, Jeff, Miriam, and of course Juan. We know you're there, bud. Nick, Aaron, Gord, Dennis in the UK, Jen, Noah, Scott, Cassie down at Simcoe, Dennis from Michigan. He actually commented on something the other day, and what he wrote, I can't remember what it was. It was something. He responded to something I had, and I read his response in his voice of God in my head, and I had a really good laugh. So, so Dennis, we need to get you back out.
Yeah, we missed Dennis and his voice.
I missed that voice, man, and he needs to come back. Sarah, Casey from North Carolina, Jay, Jeremy, Catherine, Tobias, PJ, Paddle, Dave, Charlie, Teresa, and a special welcome back to Danielle, who is now in Ontario. Those who have been around with us for a long time may remember Danielle. She was some early support of ours. She was on some earlier episodes.
She was in the Twitter DM group too. Yeah,
she was in the Twitter DM group. We have always thought about you and so happy to see you back. In fact, she's actually going to be staying at our Airbnb in a couple weeks. I hope she's okay with me saying that. So I'm really looking forward to saying hello to her in person, and chatting a bit about our shows.
I think she was just in Barrie to watch a Watchmen concert, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Danielle, now that you're in Ontario, we do need to get together somehow.
Yeah, so maybe we can set something up if she's interested. I know she's got a pretty tight schedule when she's coming, but thank you so much, Danielle, for rejoining the Patreon group. Nothing but love for you. She'll be staying with me at the Wooden Rail for a couple nights, so that'll be awesome. But again, the Patreons, we have nothing but love for you guys and all of our listeners, of course. You are all what help make us go and do this every week, and I will happily shout out your names in some form week after week.
Do you want to shout out your Airbnb or no?
Yeah, the Wooden Rail.
The Wooden Rail.
I sort of subtly threw it. So yeah, it's our playful name against sort of an area I live in, and the fact that our proximity to the train tracks.
Right.
So we've got a few 5-star ratings so far, so it's going quite
Sweet.
well.
Nice.
We did have someone reference feeling the train, and I'm like, yeah, we put it in our ad. It's not hidden. You will feel the train.
Yes.
But you put that in as a perk.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So I put it as, and Jen laughed and she's like, why did you write it like that? Because I think I wrote something about a little local charm. Is how I described the rumble you might feel, and it's not that, like, especially in where like the Airbnb is situated in the house, it's not as bad. Where I'm in my office right now is the worst. So if you compare the two, it's like I feel like I'm in an earthquake when I'm in here,
or the best.
Or the best, yeah. So anyways,
or a free massage.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah,
There you
but it's working out so far. It's a little stressful, but we are pretty much booked all of August. So
see? And now that you've mentioned it on the produce stand, you're going to be booked solid. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm thinking? You need to. Do you remember? And I've only seen it in movies. There was like you put a coin in the bed, and the bed would vibrate.
Yeah, you don't need the quarter. It
you
just
don't
vibrates.
need the quarter. You should.
That's the brass rail.
You should have a fake one of those by the bed.
I've been there before.
You should have a fake one of those by the bed, and then just a plaque saying what time the train would be coming, so that they'll lay down.
Yeah,
and
maybe I can connect it to the Go Network, so it's like counting down to the next train.
I love it. I love it. Oh my god.
Very good. All right.
I like that actually.
Final comments, and it's to you, Matt.
I'm gonna run with that.
Go ahead, Matt.
Final comments. I'm no longer grumpy, guys.
And there you go.
So, there we
see,
go. He turned it around.
see, awesome. It worked.
It worked. We did it, guys. We pulled it back.
Yes.
My fucking technology. I don't know. I got this new desk. That's why I don't have I've got this AI background now, because the background behind me is just a hot mess right now. So yeah, new desk, whatever. But I'm happy. I'm feeling good. Good laughs. Good times. Can't wait to finish this thing up.
All right, Tanya.
Nice. This was terrific. Thank you for answering all the questions that I was like, I don't get it. I don't know what's going on. Why are they all fighting on the ice? So this was helpful. Looking forward to our next episode. Is it next week?
Yep. Next Thursday, we will finish up the Don Cherry
Next
series.
week's going to be a hot mess for me. I'm not going to lie. So I may or may not be joining you, but we'll see.
What?
Yeah.
Victor.
So much fun. And I think this iteration of the movie I'm enjoying more than the first movie. And I think Linda as well. Like we really had enjoyed watching both parts. I guess we finished it. So like we were going to stop, and we said, no, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Just keep swimming.
Yeah,
that's what she said.
It was a great movie. It was a great movie that probably a lot of people haven't seen, and that's the thing. Like it's right for me. It's right up there, like with Slapshot. I think it's everyone's seen Slapshot, and probably most people have never even heard of this movie. So, if you love hockey, watch this.
Yeah, it's fun.
All right. Yeah, it's been fun, and I can't wait till we wrap this up, because, while we've been having fun doing this, I'm also kind of looking forward to Heated Rivalry. So I'm hoping.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
I'm hoping that, yeah, we do that one next. But what?
We've been going around. So our daughter's very big into crafts and anime, and
oh, right.
and there was a craft store or a maker's store full of tons of stuff. And there was heated rivalry
Stickers, yeah,
merch.
yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this is so
It's
cool.
so huge.
I almost bought 2 posters so that we would have it when we did the episode.
I'm working on hopefully some interviews related to heated rivalry. So hopefully we can make that happen too.
Have you guys seen that? Oh, sorry. Well, I guess we'll cover it when we watch.
We'll cover it then. All right. But until then, it is time to get inebriated for the after party. Here we go. That's all we have for this episode. Next week, we finish off the Wrath of Grapes with the second part of the second movie. So make sure you do your homework and join us here next Thursday. Until then, I can't wait till I don't have to explain this shit anymore. Until then, if you'd like to support the podcast, become a patron. You'll get a shout out on the show, exclusive bonus content, early access to interviews, and your own ad-free podcast. Speaking of which, tonight, Patrick Garrow interview will drop in the regular feed. So guys, don't sleep on it. It's an amazing interview. Another great way to support us is by telling a friend about the podcast or leaving us a review or staying at Matt's Airbnb. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Blue Sky at Protestant Pod. Shout out, as always, to our buddy in service for the live stream and to our friends at Sonar Network. Our intro and outro themes are by Poise for the Worm. You can find their music on all streaming platforms. Thank you for joining us. We're headed to the after party. On behalf of Tanya, Victor, Matt, and myself, thank you for listening and have a great week.
State of inebriation. Spin my mind trying to get inside the way. Nobody just running high.
That's a banger.